I'm Heather. I've been doing this for 9 years in July. It does not feel like it's been that long, but I do Pinterest education and strategy and management for clients and students. I'm working with Pinterest these days directly in a verified educator program. I'm working with ad networks, doing consulting for them. So I'm very busy all around, but teaching is my favorite thing to do. Um, these slides are really formal because these are presentations I normally film and send over, but these slides are going to cover like how to find and use Pinterest keywords. And then by the end, since you guys are teachers, maybe you want some homework of things that you can go do. This is your homework, and I'll send these slides over to Chris so you guys have them. We're going to create our profiles. That consists of your display name, your bio, putting a cover photo on there. I'll take you on a field trip over to Pinterest and we'll walk through kind of what all of this means. And then hopefully by the end, you'll have some boards and you'll be publishing some pins. Now, so we have about 537 million active users right now on Pinterest. I'm going to skip past the boring statistics and take you right into how we think about Pinterest marketing in general, especially Pinterest SEO. So think about it from the standpoint of planning, and I know you're all familiar with it. Especially if you've worked in a classroom setting, you're doing planning. So Pinterest users are doing the same exact thing. They're planning for their lives, they're planning for their classrooms, and they are doing this on a regular basis. The same way that they would go to Google, they're going to Pinterest, and they are looking for solutions to their problems. So it starts early and they do it often. Okay, planning moments on Pinterest, they are really bucketed into these four big categories, and these are very broad categories. But we have seasonal, these are things like holidays or cultural events. So when it comes to your products that you're selling, if you have anything that is seasonal, that would really fit into like religious interest if you're like teaching history, of religions or anything like that, those things could fit in here, or cultural events. Traditional moments are like new babies arriving, retirement, graduations, new school years starting. That happens. New school year starts once a year and ends once a year, and we have a Christmas break somewhere in between. If you sell to the Southern Hemisphere, they are the opposite of us. So you can be doing this twice a year. Like these big events can be happening really twice a year. Life moments are things like babies, wedding showers, vacations, birthdays, personal celebrations. I don't know how many teachers will fit into this category, but I'm always surprised. And then unique moments are things that happen every day. So these are things that could be happening in the classroom regularly. These could be things that you're helping your students with. I've had a few child psychologists that work in classrooms that have come to me over the years, and they've kind of fit things into these buckets as well. Okay, let's chat about your Pinterest SEO strategy and how I want you to frame it. So the same way you're doing some SEO probably on TPT is probably you're going straight for purchase. That would be my guess, is that you're optimizing your listings for purchase because you have a community of people already on the platform looking for you. When it comes to Pinterest, what we're doing is we're actually expanding this out into the awareness, consideration, and purchase phases. So we're backing it up all the way to the beginning of when a teacher might be like, ooh, I need some science curriculum for my lesson plannings to kind of pad this topic, or I need substitute teacher stuff, and I'm going to be out, so I need some stuff to put in that binder. So they might be looking for things like substitute teacher resources, how to prep for a substitute teacher, those kinds of things. And then consideration is when they found something and they're kind of comparing the two. And obviously purchase is purchase, that makes sense. Purchase could also be a download if you have something for free that you're giving away too. In general, Pinterest users are searching just like on Google. I've already mentioned that, but about 96% of all searches on Pinterest are unbranded. So you can use things like classroom teacher decor, how to use an abacus for adults, how to teach geometry to fourth graders. Anything like that is going to work on Pinterest, as well as like your exact lesson plans. So if you have lesson plan kits like math for fifth graders or history for the Civil War, or whatever it is, people are looking for those things directly on Pinterest. So we'll go over there in a minute and we'll do some searching. I'll have you guys give me some products and we'll look for them live. I'm going to take you through my method of SEO. And this method, actually, someone sent me this morning. I had a call with somebody and they sent me the results for using my method, and their Pinterest traffic on one of their websites has increased by 2,368% since they started using this methodology, and on their second website by 1,495%. So I was floored. I cannot wait to get her testimonial because this works. And if it's boring, but if you do it, I promise it works. So I want you to write down kind of in these pillars, and if not all of these fit you, if you don't have your own website, you're just on TPT, that's okay, but these are kind of the guidelines that I follow. Number one, what business pillars do you cover? So if you teach math, what grade do you cover? Like what grade levels do you cover? Or what specific subject within math? Is it trig? Is it calculus? Is it all subjects? Is it just basic 5th grade math? What is it? Write that down. And then what are the products that you sell? And you might already have a really good idea of the SEO that you want to use because you're doing it on TBT, but I want you to still write down all the products. And then I want you to also write down what questions you get from your community of people that are buying your things all the time. And then if you are creating content for your products, I want you to write down what your most recent pieces of content are. Because chances are we can take all of these things over to Pinterest and we can search for them and they're going to come up. So if we search productivity, this is obviously way too broad. We're not probably going to rank for productivity, but we probably could rank for something like digital iPad planners for teachers or digital planning pages for teachers, for math, for science, for 9th grade science. So we want to always add context onto these things, but these are like the starting seed keywords that you are going to develop and use on Pinterest. Now, if I can get this to scroll on past, these are the 4 main buckets of tools you have on Pinterest to find keywords, and I'm going to show you all of them. Number 1 is the search bar. The search bar gives you our guided search functionality if you're located in the United States, at least. Some other countries have it as well. It also gives you autofill, which I'm sure you're all familiar with based on Google, and you have related search results inside of the results that come up. The trends tool is my favorite place to go, especially for teachers. We have an entire category of education that we can use in the trends tool. And you can also search by keyword within that tool. I will show you the bells and whistles, but it gives you a detailed breakdown of each keyword, when it's popular, when it's rising and falling, search volume on a scale. It doesn't give us a number. The ads tool, however, does give us volume for keywords. And then the last 2 are kind of bonus. The predicts tool probably won't matter as much for you guys because it's weird this year. Honestly, I'll show you. Pinterest predicts. There's like pickle de gallo. So unless you're like teaching people how to cook in your classroom, you're probably not going to be fitting into this one. So we have things like cherry coated. We have a lot of beauty, a lot of fashion. Fisherman aesthetic is really big. I feel like they're really pushing for this one to land, but these are kind of funky. However, about 80% of all their trends that they predict come true every year. And then the last little bonus is the global content calendar. I have slides for these, but I'd rather show you live. The global content calendar, if you go to create.pinterest.com, go to resources and content calendar, and then click submit your content. Now this page has stuff on it too, but we're just going to go straight for the goods. Each month, the editorial team, and I work with some of these folks actually directly, they put together this content calendar and they tell us exactly the keywords that they are looking for and the topics of content they're looking for. I have a feeling at some point teaching is going to come up. I just don't know when. Probably in May when we're coming out of our teaching season and we're going into summer. But we do have graduation and stuff like that coming pretty soon. So take a look at the different categories, see if anything fits you. If it does, submit something for it. If it doesn't, that's fine, move along. Now, if you submit content to them, they might choose your content and feature it on their website, on their boards, in their social media channels. So if you do happen to get featured, that's always exciting. You can always take a look through these resources too and just see what people have previously submitted. Okay, so that's how you find keywords. I've given you the questions that you need to fill out. Now we need to actually go and look for keywords. So who wants to be my guinea pig?
Um,
You're
Abacus.
going to sell those abacus worksheets. What else do you sell?
That's just really it. So it's abacus for children and adults. So it's like early math or preschool math or um yeah,
Okay.
counting. Uh,
So you're doing the adult one too.
yeah, I'm doing an adult one. So
Okay.
yeah,
Where I always start is with the base search term. So what is it? It's an abacus math worksheet.
tool. Yeah, well, yeah,
Okay.
it's the worksheet. Yeah.
So I'm going to start by searching for abacus and I'm just going to hit enter. You saw the autofill there. These are other
Mm-hmm.
things that people are searching for related to that. And then we have these autofill suggestions around this. These are the guided search bubbles. So these two should match pretty closely. I actually haven't seen a case where they don't match. Now I'm going to be made into a liar right now, but your related search terms should be living within the search results here. So you just have to kind of scroll until you find them. They're boxes that say like related search terms.
Mm,
And anytime I'm showing, I can never get it to actually show me what I'm looking for.
mm,
I have to scroll too far. So we're not going to waste our time on that, but make sure you scroll in the search results and see if any related search terms come up as well. So what I would do here is from left to right, prioritize these keywords. So abacus math, and then, so you're going to click that and add it, and then worksheets. Now we've got more of a kind of medium tail keyword. It's not quite long, but if you sell these worksheets for adults, then we can also add on to this for adults. We're going to then take this keyword, we're going to use it in all the places. So I'm just going to put it here for now. Now, the other way that I would be looking for this, and I just want to see if it pops up here, but notice how most of these are images of the actual worksheets themselves. I would say publishing video in your space would be a really good idea. Are you going to film any videos like writing, like top down, like writing on the worksheet? What kind
yeah,
of video?
and you actually see some of me. You do see me
Okay,
there.
perfect. So that would disrupt kind of this, what I like to call this sea of sameness. Power Homeschool has got a video ad running right now, but it's probably not actually related to the abacus. It's just like whatever lessons they've got going on in there. But this one also stands out to me, and then this one stands out to me because they're different than what all these static
Mm,
little images are doing. These just all look the same, and it's really hard to decide whose is better. So having some context there, knowing what's inside the worksheet, how to use it, would actually probably help you to convert better. Okay, method number 2, I'm going to leave this open and duplicate this window, is to go to the trends tool. You can find it by going to the menu in the top left-hand corner and just going to Pinterest trends, or just go to trends.pinterest.com. Now, my favorite way to use this is to use the filter for top yearly trends, use the interest for education, use the keyword for your topic, and put it in. Now, if it doesn't come up, that's okay. Let's remove the filter and just backtrack until something starts to come up. Did I spell that right?
yeah, you did. It's just maybe math.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so we have some stuff coming up here. So I have math worksheets, and these are kind of going down right now. But if we open these up, we can see a better picture. And if you filter to the top, you can get the ones that are, we don't want M&M, but we can kind of get the ones that are on the rise. So we
mhm.
see here math study notes, math, first grade math worksheets, math problems are on the rise for the year. So we really want to prioritize in the coming months and weeks things that are rising or will be rising. So it might be down right now, but perhaps it's going to come back up. Now you can see this sharp decline right here. It's coming down, but the volume of this for the entire year tells me it's really evergreen. So even if
Mm,
it's coming down 2% week on week or 20% month on month, this is above this 20 line. I create in my mind the x-axis of 20 is evergreen for me. Anything above that, I'm using it all
mm.
year long.
Interesting.
You can make this a 2-year and kind of see a wider set of data as well, and you can see the valleys and peaks, and it's very similar both years, so you kind of can get some idea here of how this is going to perform over time. Now, the last way to find keywords within the tools that are not predicts and they're not the content calendar is to create a dummy campaign. So go into your menu and click create campaign. It's under manage campaigns, and then click consideration. And then over here on the left, I just want you to skip past all this because I don't actually want you to start anything. Click this name for the ad group. Then I want you to go down here to the bottom option for choose your own targeting strategy, because we just want it to open up this interesting keyword tab. Once we're inside here, we can click add keywords, and then we can start searching for the same thing. So if I search abacus or math, now we've got, okay, we have math centers, math kindergarten. I have all these different keywords that we can start filtering through, and you can quickly make lists if you just click the add all results, and then you just go through and do that a handful of times until you have a solid list that you actually want to just take and put in a spreadsheet or a doc, and you want to filter through and like just get rid of the ones you don't need. Another way to go about this, if you want it to come with the volume, is to just paste it straight into a sheet. So if you actually want it to come with the volume, paste it in like this, and then it'll tell you the volume. So either way works, but it just depends on what you're wanting to see later. A lot of copying and pasting until we get down to kind of the nitty-gritty of deciding what keywords we're going to use. I would always say use the higher volume keywords, and you can make them long tail. So you can target short tail keywords and long tail keywords all at the same time, and then you can make it even longer if you add context for who's it for. Is it for a specific class, teacher, age group, demographic? Like, what is this for? So math activities for toddlers in pre-K. Math instruction for 5th grade teachers. So always add that context when you can. So those are the 3 main ways to find keywords. Let's pop back over to the slides because I want to kind of walk you through how to use them. So where do you use your keywords? So your keywords really need to be used consistently. So you have your main product, Lynette. I don't know what the rest of you have. Feel free to jump in the chat and tell me what you've got, and we can do some examples for you guys as well. But you want to use your keywords all the time, consistently. So on Google, you can cannibalize keywords on your website, and Google won't know which page to use. If you use the same keyword on every page of your website, they're not going to know what to prioritize. That is not the case on Pinterest. It's probably not the case on TPT either. I want you to use your main keywords consistently, all the time. So we want to use them in our display name, our bio, our board titles, our board descriptions, our pin titles, our pin descriptions, and our text overlays. So we'll walk through all those places together, and we can do that now. So what we can do is go over the bio and the display name. So this is your display name, and you get 100 characters. You don't just want to put your brand name in there. You want to put the main keyword of the thing you do, the thing you sell you for. What are you known for? I'm known for organic Pinterest marketing. I'm also known for promoted pins. So if someone searches those 2 things, then my stuff is likely to come up. Your name is also going to come up in the search bar. So if I click over, and I just want to show you really quick. So math lessons. We've got Time Flies, Kate's Math Lessons, Secondary Math and Resources, Infinity Math Creations, Math Activities Lessons, and Math Games. So these 3 profiles are coming up in the search. These are here because they've used those words in their display name and their bio or their bio. And this also gives an opportunity for people to go straight to a source. Instead of having to filter through all the results for everything in that search result, they can go straight to a resource that just does this thing. So we want to be there when they search for us. Now our bio is 500 characters. It's much like any other pin description you're going to write on the platform. But the way I want you to frame this is who are you and how do you help people using your main keywords. So I want you to choose around 5 main keywords for your bio. and I want you to plug them in and write sentences around them Mad Lib style. Okay, this is your banner or your cover photo as I referred to it in the slides. This is not clickable. This doesn't help you do anything on the platform. It just tells people at a really quick glance how you help them and in what way. So don't just let this be blank, and don't just put like a pretty photo of a classroom here. Let's use this as like a billboard on I-95. People are moving quick. Give them at a glance what you do and how you help them. Now, your boards are the single most important thing, aside from your pins, that you can do on your profile. If your boards are not well indexed, if your boards are not well optimized, forget your pins getting served to the right audience. So the two have to work in conjunction with each other in order for it to work effectively. So I want you to start with your boards and think seriously about what boards you need to create. And if you need help, find someone that does something similar to you and look at their boards. I'm giving you permission to look at your desk mate's work, okay? All right, boards and board titles should be optimized with keywords. So your board titles should be something like 5th grade math lessons, or 5th grade math worksheets, or abacus math worksheets. And then don't follow my lead here because I've not done a good job, but I want you to add 500 characters of a pin or a board description here using those 5 keywords that you want to rank for, or that you want this board to rank for. So what I like to do is think about what the topic is, but also what someone might search for instead. So they might be looking for abacus worksheets, but they don't know they need that just yet. So they're looking for something more general, like math worksheets for 5th graders, right? How, like, place value worksheets. So be using some parallel keywords, or what I like to call them, as well as those exact keywords that you want people to be finding the topic of this board. Once you've got your board set up, you can ignore this banner. You don't need to do this. This was a test case for me. I just realized last year that they added board covers. So I wanted to teach people on YouTube how to do it. That's why that one has a board. So you don't need board covers for each of your boards. I will, however, say it is nice on your profile if you do board covers. So you have board banners and you have board covers. You don't need a banner, but a board cover is nice. I will also say, and I'll eat my words if you prove me wrong, your board covers will probably get hundreds of views within several days or weeks of publishing them, because they're such odd little creatures. When people come across them, they can't help but click on them. It's something that stops the scroll, and they're very odd. So if I click on this one right here, Pinterest for direct sales, because I don't publish on this topic very much, this is in the last 30 days. I published this board years ago. But this little odd pin shows up in the feed like this, and people just can't help but like stop on it. So it doesn't need to be anything fancy. You can make it fancy if you want. I normally do like a 2-tone or a solid color. And hack for you, the same title and description you use for the board is what you can use for your little board cover. So this one has the same title and same description. And then what I like to do is link it to that thing. So if it's an abacus worksheet, then this gets linked to the abacus worksheet, and then you put it on that board, you save it on that board, and then you go into your board settings and you apply it. Now, if you have questions, I have a whole YouTube video on this. So you can go watch it for free and you can follow step by step. But it's right here. You just add it. You have to put it on the board first, but always make sure you link it, because people are going to engage with these. So we want to link it to our websites or our TPT stores. Okay. Let's talk about, we talked about the importance of your profile keywords. Let's talk about briefly what to make pins for. This is a list of things I want you to focus on when making pins. So any and all of your TPT products, any and all of your freebies, if you have your own website aside from TPT and want you creating content or pins, I always say content, it's pins for Pinterest. I want you creating pins for those things. So free trainings, opt-ins, any landing pages that you want to get traffic to, any blog content, if you do a podcast, if you have a YouTube channel, if you've shown up on other teachers' blogs or in other spaces. I think Heather mentioned she was speaking at a conference. If that's something that's shared on YouTube publicly afterwards, any guest appearances that you might make that might get published, any affiliate links that you have. If you have an Amazon storefront, you can also pin to that. Now, you can do video. I know that was a question earlier on. Or maybe it was a statement. Someone had, I think Lynette had said she's doing primarily video. You can do image pins, you can do video, you can do animated pins. In the space of teacher decor, which is one of my most successful clients, we do all of the above. So just in this search result for classroom teacher decor, there's a ton of her pins just littered all over this. So I do Instagram Reels, I do static pins, I make animated graphics where the little graphic will dance. Anything and everything that you can make using those main keywords, you can include it and put it on here, and let's see what happens. Just heatherharris.com. Anything and everything that I offer is just here on the website. I offer a wealth of resources free on YouTube and on my blog. I have a low ticket membership if anyone's ever interested in learning about Pinterest from me, getting help, hot seats, office hour calls. If you want anything like that, that's inside the academy. And then I obviously offer services as well.